In this section, we're going to talk about the menu system for the HD Hero. In the previous section, I had talked about how you can charge the camera through the USB port. There's actually, mine sells this neat little gadget, and it's a USB power supply. And the problem with the new camera is that when you take a battery out, you lose your clock. Because this new camera has a clock, which the old one didn't. And the old one gave you the same futuristic date for every file and made it hard to find things as far as when you shot it that day. But this one's got a real clock in it, but when you take the battery out, it resets the clock. So there is a way around it. Obviously, you can plug it into your computer and the USB and then change batteries, but who's got a computer on location or a car, cigarette lighter? So we sell this nice little gadget that's a USB power supply, and all you have to do is plug it in to the USB port, take your battery out, put the new one in, and you don't lose your clock. And even beyond that, you can actually keep this thing plugged in and it'll charge the battery that's in here, and you can even Velcro to the back of your case and have 4 hours of running time. I actually haven't tested how long this goes, but I'm sure it's probably the double the life of the battery that's in there. So that's a nice little gadget. Okay, let's dive into the menu system. As I told you before, this thing loves to beep, and it beeps loud. So push and hold, let go. You notice it takes a while to come up, and you see the three dashes before the numbers. I assume that it's checking the disc to make sure that it's the card to make sure that everything's okay. And then you get the 3 digits now instead of 2, which is great. And also, it's right side up. It's no longer upside down. Yay! Yay for the small things. So that's a nice feature. You see a couple new things here. 3 and this little icon here. And this, when you get your camera, you're not going to see this. I intentionally turned this on so you can see just what the icon looks like. This is spot metering, and we'll talk about that later. Normally, from the factory, that you won't see that. And now what was normally at the bottom with the other camera is now at the top. You can see that it's a video icon, so we're in video mode. This refers to this. This is your resolution. So right now I'm at 3, which is 720 at 60 frames a second. So that's the setting I've got right now. Now what's odd about this is the red beep. You can't tell now, but outdoors it's pretty dim. Let's see if we can compare with the other camera. The old one was much brighter, and you think that they would want to make it even brighter than the other one was. But they went the other direction. I'm not sure why, because I know this one was even hard to see in the sunlight. Here, you can definitely see the difference. So a little disappointed in that, but hopefully when they get the back port running, you can have brighter lights or other options. Now you saw how many beeps. It's 7 beeps when it shuts off. So like I said, there's a whole lot of beeping going on. So we'll turn it back on, and we'll go through the whole menu system. So I have it set to default to video. I believe that's what it comes to from the factory. So now we change our modes by hitting this. The first one, let's get closer here, is self-timer. Right after the video goes self-timer, just like before, like the previous camera. And next one is very hard to see. It's the blinking still. So this is your one picture every so many seconds, and they've really enhanced this. It is pretty much a full-fledged time-lapse camera now, and it will do one picture every 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds. So great for cloud shots, people on escalators, things like that. You can now do fun stuff like that with this camera. Next one is settings. Now because I started in the video mode, I skipped a couple, so I'm just going to go back. And so if you're starting at the very first one right after settings, that is the still picture. So still picture, burst of 3, video. See how long it takes? Video, for some reason, takes a good 2 to 3 seconds to come up. I'm not sure why that is. And then after video is the self-timer. And then the one picture, the intervalometer, we'll call it that. So that takes us back to the settings. So let's click the top button and we'll go into the settings section. The first section is just like the previous camera, and they're using an F for film instead of V for video, even though there's no film in the camera. The next one is, this is the section that tells the camera what mode it's going to start in. So I can change it to start in photo mode, burst of 3, picture every 5 seconds.